They were kept apart by the police. They were intending to attack pro-democracy people that were fighting against racism. That is clear. If they're the ground troops for fascism, I mean, obviously, as we've said, there's been some very strong fascist policy coming from both the Labor Party and the Liberal Party, and both through successions of government for over a decade. This is Sue Bolton, and Sue, you're a Moreland City Council councillor, as well as you were the organiser, one of the organisers of the rally on Saturday, May the 28th.
No need for more laws, but of course the police don't want to have to prove anything. They just want to have the right to be able to ban people from places and move people on from places, regardless of whether they're doing anything or not doing anything. And that is, an outrageous infringement on democratic rights. And also, I guess the additional thing I would say in regard to our rally and the police pressure on us to cancel our rally is that what use is a democratic right if you don't have a right to exercise it? A standalone rally, it wasn't a counter rally to the far right, it's just a standalone local community rally against racism. And the three key issues we were taking up were the threat to close 300 Aboriginal communities in WA and the need for treaty, the treatment of refugees, the need to close Manus and Nauru detention centres and to let the refugees into Australia, and thirdly, no to Islamophobia.
There was a master plan, obviously, to bring in greater police powers, to bring in move-on laws, which is, again, to anti-liberties, anti-freedoms, anti-democracy, and to bring in that which appears to be more fascist, because as soon as the government starts to take away our rights and liberties and freedoms, gives greater powers to police, then obviously this is a hardening attitude. This is more of an extreme right attitude when you think in terms of ideology and its practice, both civilly and politically.
From just looking at the footage and so forth, I get the impression, but I'm not sure if I'm right about this, that the police might have even facilitated the clashes.
Were doing it because they were concerned about the bosses that were doing surveillance material on individuals and involving themselves in what an employee was doing in their own private time after work. Racism doesn't have a place in that society, but we've certainly got some warnings here today, listeners, and that is that we need to eradicate the far right, the fascist right, extreme right. We need to get back to our fundamental practice here, and that is our democratic practice. Sue, you've been able to certainly highlight the issues. You've made a great attempt there in Coburg on the 28th of May to bring about awareness. Policies need to be ground down, they need to be removed.
People can start to see who is taking all the money. It's not refugees, it's not Aboriginal people, it's not Muslims. It is the corporate rich, the 1%, and that's the other part of the puzzle.